famous physicist John Archibald Wheeler once said, "There's nothing better than an equation." In my opinion, no one understands this better than a high school physics student. For example, here are three equations that we teach in physics. They tell us the speed and the location of a falling object after it's dropped. To the trained eye, they contain lots of information. To a typical high school student, they look like a jumble of letters and symbols. They are, in effect, dead equations. Last semester, I had the opportunity to participate in a one-to-one laptop pilot program in my AP Physics class. Each student either brought in their own or was issued a school laptop. Because of this newly available technology, we were able to breathe life into dead equations. Here's how my students did this. First, inquiry-based learning. Using the equations we just saw, my students were able to use mathematical modeling software to ask and answer the question, if the video game Angry Birds followed the laws of physics, how big would a red bird have to be in real life? It turns out that one of these little guys is a little over 3 feet tall. This kind of inquiry-based learning really brings the physics equations to life. Next, project-based learning. Since each student had their own laptop, I had them complete a computer programming project where the goal was to program an object to obey the laws of physics and obeys those realistic equations that we saw earlier. What you're seeing here is one of the student results. This is not an animation. It's an object programmed to follow the laws of physics. Finally, accountability. Because each student had a laptop, I was able to have them blog their results live in class. This was far more engaging than the traditional lab report, and it allowed me to hold them accountable via video and photographs in a way that has only been possible within the last 10 years. In short, the benefits of one-to-one laptop. Better inquiry-based learning. The projects were just fun to do for me and the kids. Second, better project-based learning where you can be really long-term and dig deep into computer programming problems. And finally, accountability was engaging. Some challenges were, my students really needed skill steps with the software with pictures and writing. Secondly, I didn't want to isolate students during projects. I found out the hard way because they still need to talk to each other even if they're working on their own laptops. If I had some advice to give new teachers, give them skill steps for any software. Always dry run any activity on your own without the students. And if you've got an AP or an advanced class, try running the project through them first, getting their feedback, and then doing it with your other classes.